Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is on my screen?
Chapter 1, Session 3.
Okay. Chapter 1, Session 3. What is the session title?
Morality, Values, Policy, and Risk Associated with IT.
Okay, great. Today we are going to discuss about the morality, values, policy and risk associated with IT. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss the brief idea about this law and morals. And we will discuss about morality, values, policy. And we will discuss about risk associated with IT and what are the potential impact of IT failures in business. What are the impact of IT failures in business? Okay, first let's move into this morals. Okay, now tell me what is moral? Any idea? Any idea? Previously, we discussed about ethics. And after that, we looked at code of ethics. And now we are going to discuss about morals. What is moral?
Personal attitude.
Personal attitude. Okay, great. Any other idea?
Some kind of motivation.
Some kind of motivations. I don't think so. Okay. Morals mean some sort of what do you call good and bad things. So let's begin with this law. First, we will discuss about law. Basically, laws are some rules and regulations, some legitimate rules and regulations. Laws govern or regulate the citizen for doing things like the law is giving some sort of permissions, as well as the law is giving some sort of restrictions to do things. As you all know, that for a country in the parliament, they are forming or they are creating laws for the citizens or to run the country or to govern the country. They are formulating various kind of laws. So the purpose of law is to regulate the people, to govern the country, or we may say to safeguard the citizens. So basically, law is a set of rules laid down by the parliament of a country. Every citizen is bounded by the law, and breaking, in a sense, breaching the law will punish. Okay, basically in the parliament, laws are created, and the citizens are governed or bounded by these laws of that country. And when citizens or when people are breaking or breaching this law, they will be punished. In a sense, they may pay some penalties, or they may go for some prisons, so jail, or some other legal actions. So as you know, laws. And with connected with this law, now we will discuss about morals. So morals mean the right and wrong things. Moral are the beliefs and values shared by society or section of society, some part of society, that they tell us what is right and what is wrong. So basically the morals are some beliefs and values. Morals mean these are some beliefs and values which are in practice in the society, or which are shared by the group of people in the society. And these morals are telling what are right, what are wrongs. So there are in the society, there are practices. In that practice, there are some right things and also there are some wrong things. And as I mentioned earlier, when we break the law, we will have a punishment. The government legally will have a punishment. Likewise, when a person or when a citizen breach these morals, it will result in disapproval or feeling of guilty. They are often derived from religions. Basically, when a person breaks this belief, moral, so he may feel some sort of guilty or some sort of dissatisfactions. So some sort of people in the society, they may think differently for that particular person. Assume that the morals, someone is drinking alcohol in the society. So the opinion about this particular drinker or the person is something different. So he does not have a positive opinion. So people will think about his behavior as a wrong thing. So it is kind of breaking the or breaching the morals. Okay, what the idea? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now we will discuss about morality. From the term moral, the term morality is derived. So what is basically the morality? The moral mean the right and wrong things. So morality help us to judge the difference between right and wrong thing. So basically the morality help us to judge or decide between what are right things and what are wrong things. Morality is about human being and their relationships. So basically the morality is a human being and their relationships. The moral are beliefs and values shared by a society or section of a society. They tell us what is right and what is wrong. So morality mean these are some sort of beliefs in the society and the values shared by a society, which tell us what are the right things and what are the wrong things. When we encounter moral situations, we can either act in a way that we know is right, and we act in a way that we know to be wrong. Let's say when we face situations, and so in that situation, for that situation, we are behaving or we are acting based on our knowledge or based on our experience or based on our understanding whether can I do this thing or can't, whether I can away from this doing these things. It means whether it is right or whether it is wrong. Assume that when you are going in the street, there is a bag or something. Someone is missed, and inside that bag, jewelries and monies are there. So now, if it is a good person, so he will take that one and he will try to hand over that bag to the relevant people. Sometimes he may search the person by looking some sort of evidence like ID card or some other contact number, or else he will hand over this one to the some other responsible place, like any public place like a mosque or any other charity or any other police stations or any other responsible people. He will hand over that one. If it is a good person, his moral is good. At the same time, if it is a situation, if the person steal that bag, so and steal all the stuff inside the bag, the jewelries and the money and the stuff, so his moral is he is doing the wrong thing. So he does not have the moral. Simply, you can understand. He does not have the what do you call the beliefs, the good beliefs. breach of morals result in dissatisfaction or feeling of guilty. So as I mentioned earlier, when a person breaching, or when a person breaking this morality, he may feel some sort of a dissatisfaction or feeling of guilty. So normally when good people are doing something something different, or when they are doing some kind of a mistake, so people are feeling guilty because they have done a wrong thing. When a person doing a wrong thing, if it is a good person, he may feel some sort of guilty. Okay, but there, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now we will discuss about where does our morality come from. So now we know morals are some sort of beliefs and values. Morals are some sort of beliefs and values shared by the society, or a group of people in the society. Now we will discuss where does our morality come from, where we are getting these morals. So basically we will get some sort of beliefs and some sort of values from our home surrounding or a family setup inside our home and family. So our home and parents are the first people to teach us the difference between the right and wrong things. Basically, from the home environment, parents and our elders and the brothers and sisters, those people are guiding us what are right things, what are wrong things. So home and family is the first place in which the people are getting the knowledge and awareness and the understanding about good and bad things. Friends and peers, our friends and our colleagues, staff or colleagues. Our friends and peers also play an important role in influencing our moral outlook. So for example, our friends also, good friends also guide us for the good things. If we are, if we have the bad relationship with the bad friends, they may misguide us towards these bad things. So for example, some bad habits or some other bad things. So friends and peers also one kind of source in which the moralities comes from. Religion and religious places. So people are belongs to religions, and people are regularly visiting, or they are practicing, they are following some religious places in their society. So they are also the religion and the religious places also we are guided for the good and for the bad things. So in the religion itself, there are several beliefs, and there are several advices, and there are several guidance for our to regulate the citizen or people. And the religious places also guiding us, like religious sermon and religious observances and religious practices. These are also guiding the people for this morality, the good and bad things. And the society and the state. In the society also, people are getting some sort of good things, like the practice in the society. And the country also, in the country also, people are learning some sort of good and bad things. State passes the law of the country, and society influencing our moral outlook, as it can decide what is accepted as good or bad. So the society, they may accept some good things, and they may dislike. The society, the people may dislike some of the bad things. At the same time, in the state also, the country also, there are good practices as well as there are bad things which are not agreed in the state or a country. And emotions. Once emotion, our emotions to behave in a certain ways, such as positive emotions impact on us, or sympathy or kindness to help somebody, or the negative emotions create anger or hatred when responding to certain situation. Okay, emotion also, this is the sixth one. Okay, emotion also can decide an individual to behave in a good manner as well as to behave in a bad manner. So for example, when a person in a good mood, or when a person take the things in a positively, he may show his sympathy or kindness to help others. At the same time, when a person is negative, when a person take the things in a negative point of view, he may angry or hatred on others to respond in a certain situations. So emotions also, we are having our morality and point of view. So point of view mean individuals, what do you call this, their perceptions or their understanding or their viewpoint or their opinion. The point of view, people may think positively or people may think differently or negatively. So one individual's, the point of view also influencing someone's the morality. So these are some of the sources or some of the factors which are deciding an individual morality. So what are those? What are those?
Home and family,
Home and family,
friends and peers,
friends and fears,
religion and religious places,
religion, religious places,
society and the state,
society and the state,
emotions,
emotions,
points of view.
and individuals' points of view, opinion, or their viewpoint. Okay, what the idea?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so far we
Yes,
looked
sir.
at the morality, and simply we may say morality is a kind of beliefs and the values for individuals. Now we will discuss about what does it mean, value. What is value? Values. What is value? What is value? What do you mean by these values? Value. Values mean what?
Having worked on something.
Having worth.
Something.
Okay, great. Having worth. Exactly. Any other idea? Value mean what?
The special thinking that we give importance or
Sorry? Sorry, what?
values means a special thing that we give importance.
Okay,
or
values mean a special thing that we give importance. Okay, great.
Standards of behavior.
Sorry?
Standards of behavior.
Standard of behaviors. Okay, great. Value. Okay, exactly. Simply we may say values mean its importance or the worthfulness. Values mean importance or worthfulness or its significance. So when we take the behavior, a value is something that we think is very important and worthwhile. A value is something that we think is very much important and it's worthwhile. Our values affect the way we think, what we say, and how we behave. So the values affect or it impact the way we think, whether are we positively thinking or negatively thinking or thinking in a different way, different mindset. So the way we think, what we say, the way we talk, the way we are expressing our opinions, what we say, and how we behave for a situation, how we are behaving, how we are acting, how we are reacting. So these all are values. These all are values. Your values are the thing that you believe are important in the way you live and work. That in the way you live and work. Our values are not acquired by accident. We get our values from the people. So for example, some people, you see, they feel the values are very much important about, let's say, some things. So some people, they cannot miss that people. So let's assume that for a family, if a family miss his father, so they will feel a great loss. When a father is lost, that particular family may think they lost something bigger. So the emptiness of his father for that family is a great gap. And now you see the father's value for that family. So the way the father look after his family, and the father's what do you call this contribution for that family, and the father's the leadership for that family, the father's guidance for that family, the father's relationship to that family. So these all are the values of that father value. And when a company loses experienced manager, assume that when a company retire or terminate experienced employee. So what will happen? So the years the particular experienced worker contributed for that particular company, and the contribution made by this particular employee, and his experiences, the work carried out by this particular experienced employee, and everything is valid for that particular organization or a company. What the idea? Now you see the values are highlighting or emphasizing the importance or the worthwhile or its significance. What the idea?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Hmm?
sir.
Now can you tell, can you define this value? The importance of people or things, the worthfulness of the people or things. Okay, now we will discuss about the policies. We will discuss about policies. So now we know this value, we know this morality and the values, and now we will discuss about the policy. Okay, let's assume that in a organizational setting, they may have their own policy. Each and every business organization have their own policy. So these policies are also consist some sort of good things and some sort of bad things. In a sense, their policy can define what are the good things and what are the bad things, what are the right things, what are the wrong things. So now tell me, what is policy?
Set of rules.
Sorry?
Set of rules.
Yeah, exactly. Policy mean a set of rules. Okay. Okay. What else? Any other idea? Any other idea?
Set of ideas for plan.
Set of ideas for plan.
Yes.
Mhm.
Policies are set of like guidelines or principles that is be
Great.
used for decision making.
Okay, great. Policies are set of guidelines and principles. Okay, great. Any other idea? Any other idea? Great. Okay. Basically, the policies are set of rules and regulations. Set of rules and regulations, which are defining what are the right things, what are the wrong things. And basically, the policies, in the policies, there are guidelines, there are rules, there are regulations, they have set of principles can be listed in their policies. So when you take a organization, internal rules of that particular organization that describe acceptable and unacceptable employee behaviors inside their organizations. So basically for an organizations, policies are the internal rules that describe acceptable and unacceptable behaviors of an employee inside their organizations. But the policies are related with is the laws, organizational laws. Policies are also connected with organizational laws. But organizational laws include penalties and permissions. Organizational laws include set of rules and regulations, so which describe some sort of a permission as well as penalties. It must be complete, appropriate, and fairly applied in the workplace. Organizational laws should be appropriate, and it should be complete, and it should be fairly applied, in a sense equally treated. Each and every employee should be equally treated in the workplace. Okay, policies and organization laws are having the close relationship. So some of the organizational laws are comes under policies. So a set of rules and regulations can be comes under these policies, organizational laws, and these organizational laws are can be some sort of policies. And let's say when we take a business organization, they may have a policy like let's say the employees must wear the uniform, particular kind of uniform, and the employees must follow the following rules and regulations, like their arrival time and their what you call their departure time, and if they want to take any leaves, its regulations, and company practices, and their managerial levels, and how to behave and how to respect the peers and managers, and various kind of regulations, various kind of guidelines they may have imposed for their employees to govern or to monitor or to regulate their employees. In order to be enforceable, so implement these policies, it must be disseminated, it must be reviewed, and it must be comprehend, and it must be compliance and uniformly enforced. In a sense, if any organization wants to implement their policies, organizational policies, it must be disseminated. In a sense, the policy should be communicated, clearly communicated with their employees, and they have to make it available, and employees must learn from that policies. So disseminated means distributed to all individuals, employees, and readily available for employees' reference. If any employee wants to learn about their policies, this organization policy must be available, and it can be accessible by the employees from the website or from the handbook or from the company's any place or any kind of what do you call hard copies. They have to print it and they have to hang it. Okay, distributed to all individuals and readily available for employees' preference. Reviewed. Document distributed in a format that could be read by employees. So the policies must be available, and the employees can be able to read and understand that policies. So they can read, they can understand, and it should be available. So reviewed means the policies cannot be hidden, or the policies cannot be hide inside the organization. It must be visible, and all the employees can review these policies, and it should be made it available as a document. So then employees can easily get this document, and they can understand whether it can be a hard copy or an online resource. So online resource means sometimes they may include their policies in the website, or they may hang it as a printed document, or they can print it as a hard copy and they can circulate among the employees, so they can keep it at the organizations, and organization people can get that a copy of that document. They can read and understand. So reviewed. Comprehended. Employees understand the requirement. So for example, test or other methods of assessment. So comprehend mean, so when a policy is stated or listed, the employees ready to practice that part, and they have to accept what are the things listed in the policies, and whether we can accept that requirement, or how we can adopt that policies. So employees understand the requirement, and say for example, test or other method of assessment. Say for example, if an employee wants to get an promotions, and they may have some sort of policies like he or she must be in the post or service for 10 years to get a promotions. Assume that. So if it is a case, the particular employee has to get ready to complete 10 years of service in the particular post or positions, and after that he or she must be able to get that promotions. So that should be comprehensively communicated, and what are the steps to get that promotions, and how many years he or she has to be in the service, and what are the tests or what are the assessment he has to complete, what sort of supportive or what do you call this, a training or any kind of requirement he has to face to get that promotions. Everything should be communicated. Compliance. Employee agrees to comply with the policy. So when a company list or when a company circulates its policies, employee would be ready to accept. Employees are ready to accept, comply. In a sense, they have to agree for that policies, agree with the policies, whether the particular listed policies are suitable for them, or whether the policies are not suitable for them. So the employee should be accept the policies. Uniformly enforced. The uniformly enforced mean regardless of employee status or assignment, it must be equal. In a sense, the policy should be equally applied. So regardless of their positions, or regardless of their post, or regardless of their status in the organizations, there are employees like senior managers, there are employees like middle-level managers, there are employees like mine employees, there are employees like what do you call this, permanent staff or temporary staff. So the organizational policy must be implemented for each and everyone equally treated. So uniformly enforced, regardless of their employees' status or positions or kind of position status. It must be equal for each and everyone. What the idea? So these are the things in order to implement these policies. These are the things must be considered. What the idea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall we move to the next slide?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So far we looked at the moral and the values and policies. Now we are going to discuss about how the company's employees, I mean the IT professionals, can have a relationship with their employees. Okay, IT professionals have many different type of relationship in their organizations, or they can have a different kind of relationship with outside stakeholders. So who are the people they may have a relationships? So IT professional may have the relationship with employers. It mean employers mean inside the organization, as well as sometimes they may have a relationship with outsiders, outside or virtual employees or any other outside organization employers. Client, they may have a relationship with a client from outside, and suppliers from outside, service providers, vendors, suppliers from outside. Other professionals, like so for example, they may have a relationship with other financial institutions, professionals, banking staff, or some other legal authorities or employees, or some other government agents, employees, and various people, other professionals. IT users, so they may have the relationship with some other IT users from outside, like service providers or vendors or any other consultant or expert or any people, society at large. At the same time, these IT professionals are having the relationship with the society also. And when they are having the relationships and how to behave, now we are going to discuss about relationship between IT professionals and employers. Relationship between IT professionals and employers. Now we will discuss about, so when IT professional and the employers, the job provider, employers are having the relationship, what sort of things has to be considered? Okay, IT professionals must set an example and enforce policies regarding the ethical use of IT. In a sense, so okay, companies are hiring the staff or professionals, and they are hiring them to work for that particular organization. And business organization have their own policies. And when an employer hire the employee, and he has to clearly communicate their policies or ethical use of IT. So this is our organization policy. And when you use or when you access our organizational resources like databases, servers, and some other online resources, and you are given the permissions or you are given the access privilege to access our data or information, so any other online resource, and you are responsible for this activity. And these are the ethical practices. And when things are wrong, or when you make any kind of mistake or misuse, you will be punished and you will be in a trouble. And these are the consequences for that misuse, and everything should be properly communicated with their employees. So basically, when IT professionals, so you might heard about this software piracy. Software piracy, it means the illegal act of making number of copies for a commercial version of the software, or enabling others to access software to which they are not entitled. This is also software piracy. So sometimes the companies are buying and implementing the licensed version of the software. Say, for example, ERP systems or some other payroll system or accounting packages or any other software packages they are buying and they are implementing, and the particular company invested or purchased for a high amount of money. Okay, so this particular license version, the proprietary software belongs to that particular company, and when the IT people are making illegal copies, or when they are making a number of illegal copies, so when they are misusing this license version of the software, the particular company may face some sort of loss or can lose their credibility or any kind of damages. So this time, the IT professional must be properly communicated with the ethical use of IT or policies. And if it is happen in the organizations, what is the legal remedy? So what is the legal arrangement for this kind of work when an employee make number of illegal copy, or when an employee misuse our organizational license version of these softwares? So what is the negative consequences or legal arrangement for this misuse or a misbehavior? All should be communicated. Software piracy is an area in which IT professional can be curious to violate laws and policies. So here, IT professionals are very much interested, and to do this kind of things, like they may have expert knowledge, or they may have some sort of IT skills, and they are good at in hacking. They are good at in what do you call this algorithms. So they may alter the particular software, or they may make duplicate copies, or they may distribute. So various kind of misuse they can do. So when they do it, the company may lose its valuable data, or they may their softwares can be stolen to others, can be sold to others. So various issues the particular company can face. So it should be properly communicated with their employees in their ethical use of IT, or with their organizational policies. At the same time, some companies are having their trade secret, business secret, or business trade secret. So this business secret or trade secret also should be properly secured. So these trade secrets are not publicly available, and these sensitive informations are hidden for outsiders. And sometimes the people also can easily reveal. They can easily access these informations, and they can easily reveal to outsiders. Like they can sell it for the competitor, or they can transfer it to other companies in the industry, and it will create so many issues. Company has taken strong measures to keep confidential for their trade secret, trade formulas, or some other recipes, or some other business contract, or business transactions. Various sensitive information must be properly governed or properly safeguarded inside their business organizations. What the idea? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What the idea? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now we are going to discuss about risk associated with IT. What are the risks associated with IT? And there are risks with IT investment. And when a business rely on IT systems, such as computers, network, and some other IT infrastructure for their business operations, they need to be aware of the range and the nature of risk those systems may have. So we can classify the associated risk in IT in various topic like general IT risk or threats and some sort of criminal related IT risk and some of the natural disaster related IT risk. And now can you please tell me some of the general IT risk, general IT threat or general IT risk? IT related risk or threats that are in general, not
Viruses.
specific, not specific to any other technical or any other criminal activities. IT related risks that are in general. What are those?
Virus.
A virus.
Hacking problems.
Sorry,
Hacking problems.
hacking problem. Okay. Do you think these are the general IT related risks or the criminal related activities that comes under criminal activities?
Cyber attacks.
Cyber attack is a general IT related risk or it is specific to a criminal activity?
Specific. Okay.
Now I am asking IT related risk or threats that are in general.
Spam folders and junk files.
Spam folders are the general risk or specific to criminal activity.
Malicious and junk files.
Now I am asking the general IT risk.
Software errors.
Not specific to the criminal or criminal IT related risk.
Hardware and software failures.
Hardware and software failures. Okay, exactly. These are some sort of general IT related risk or threat. Okay. Any other?
Network problems.
Okay, network problem. Okay, great. General IT risk.
Getting power
Sorry,
getting power cut.
getting power cut. Getting power cut can be listed under natural IT related risk. There, here, natural disaster or natural IT related risk. Okay, what we have to do is, so when you come to next lecture, you have to get some sort of idea by reading any other web sources or web resources or any other resources. You must bring some sort of idea for the general IT risk and some of the criminal related IT risk and some of the natural disaster related IT risk. What the idea? Have you got my question?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
When you come,
sir.
when you come to the next lecture, when you come to next lecture, probably next week, Wednesday, each and everyone has to be ready to tell some of the general IT related risk or threat, some of the criminal IT related risk or threat, some of the disaster related, natural related IT-related risk or threats. In 3 areas, you have to bring the answer. Good idea.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So with that, I'm going to conclude today's session, and we will discuss different type of IT-related risk or threats and a potential impact of IT failures for a business organization and the remaining aspect in the next lecture. Okay. Any concern? Anything do you want to ask?
No, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. So then we will meet by next week.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Bye.